Why, mother, voice of this generation, I'm here with no one other than Danielle Tishay.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Look, hey, I've been knowing. I mean, I feel like I know you. I don't really know you, but it's social media. But I just feel like we know each other for since I think you did an event called Godzilla or God. What was it?
Godchella.
Godchella.
Wow, that was a long
That's
time
one.
ago. Yeah, yeah.
But you
Oh
do have a
wait,
bitch.
did we book you for Godchella? I think we
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
yes. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. We booked you for Godchella.
Yeah.
I think we connected then, and then it was just like social media, and this is our first time like
Face to face.
face to face.
That's
So
cause it's like, yeah, I just really feel like I know you, but um, as we go into it, like tell us your testimony how you met Christ.
ooh,
'Cause I
that's
know
like
it's spicy.
y'all jumping in, like going deep. So basically, I was a fan of God, right? I
Mhm.
wasn't a follower. I was a fan of God. You know how they say grew up in the church? That was my thing. My grandfather was a pastor. His father was a pastor, and that's just how it was. You just went to church, you just did that. It wasn't until I was 28, an alcoholic,
Mm.
and about to divorce a police officer for the city of Atlanta and about to divorce my husband because he caught me with a woman. Like,
That wait a minute.
yeah, yeah. Y'all was jumping in. Y'all
I'm
asking
sorry,
me
my
like,
bad. I thought you was gonna say you was kicking the rock and
nah.
everything.
That's where I was. That's where I
Mm.
was at that place, and I remember God saying at that time, I want you. I remember. I feel like I heard the audible voice of God say to me, like, I want you. And in that moment, I said, I am not ready. I need
Mm.
some more time. Cause first, how I'ma find another husband if I can't have you know what, right?
Mm.
It's kids here, so I can't. But y'all know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know. How can I find another husband if I can't do that? I'm not ready to give up Jack Daniels, right? Because that's my comfort. You know, that's
Right.
where I'm not ready. So if I come to you, you say you want me, but if I come to you, it's too many rules, it's too many things I have to give up, and
Mhm.
I'm just not ready. So the next day was my birthday. Happened to be my birthday, and I went to the club because that's what you do
Go to the club, turn
on
up
your
for your birthday.
birthday. Like, so I go to the club and this girl walks up to me, never seen the girl a day in my life. She was like, "Hey, I follow you on social media." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I was kind of used to that because I didn't understand like God had given me the gift of influence. I just
Mhm.
didn't understand that yet. But she said, "Can I get a picture with you?" So I'm like, "Sure," right? So we stand side by side and we go to take the picture. And in the matter of the iPhone camera flash, which is like, how long is that iPhone camera
Yeah, a
flash? Like
millisecond,
a
right?
millisecond.
Yeah.
She falls straight to her face, like smack down to her face. So her friend runs over to me and her friend, and she's almost pulled me down to the ground. That's how like forceful it was. And I remember thinking instantly, like, dang, you almost knocked me down in my birthday outfit. You know, I
Right.
ain't doing too much. But no, she was out. So her friend runs over to me. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. She's just drunk. She's drunk. But me being a police officer and an alcoholic, I know the difference between somebody being drunk and she wasn't drunk.
Oh my
I'm
god.
me and her right here. We were talking. So anyway, we get her, we pick her up. My dad happened to be at the club with me that night, but
That's
since it was my
super.
birthday, so
I mean, different.
I guess he was trying to whatever. So, but thank God he was there because he picks her up. We put her in the car, and I immediately start to do CPR. Right,
Mhm.
because again, I'm a police officer.
Right.
I know what to do. So I'm doing CPR. Her eyes roll in the back of her head. Her skirt's coming up. And you know, I'm a girl's girl, so I'm like trying to keep her skirt down
Right.
and give her CPR. So I'm pulling her skirt down. I'm giving her CPR. I'm pulling her skirt down so she can cover herself, but her eyes are just rolling. We get to the hospital and they literally rip her from my arms, right? I felt relief, but at the same time, I felt um like, okay, what's happening? Right? Like they took her from me. Now what's happening? So I'm in the room, I'm in the emergency room, and they started to ask me questions. What did she eat?
Mhm.
Excuse me, I have no idea who this person is. What did she drink? If I don't know what she ate,
Then you definitely don't know.
I don't know what she drank, and I don't know anything about her. I don't even know her name, right? So they, start to put this tube, never forget it, starts
Mm.
to put this tube down her throat, and they're just forcefully just boom, boom, just putting it down her throat. Then they put tape over her mouth. I literally y'all can still see it right now. They put tape around her mouth, and they continue to work on her. About 15 minutes later, I really don't know the time. I always say 15 minutes when I give this testimony, but I have no idea. They come over to me and they say, "I'm sorry, we lost her. We lost her." And in that moment, I felt the Holy Spirit say to me, "You asked for more time yesterday." The
Mm.
audacity, as if the breath in your lungs belong to you. It belongs to me, right? And in that moment, I surrendered. I wasn't at a church. I wasn't in front of a altar. I seen God move. I seen someone who had all the time in the world, right? She was 20 years old,
Mm.
massive heart attack. Never had an issue in her. She actually worked at the hospital. Never had an issue. 20 years old, all the time in the world to get right, gone in the matter of an iPhone camera flash. At that point, surrender.
It was real. It got
It's
real.
real. It's too real. Yeah, that's when I came to Christ. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes he gotta knock some of us over our head. I think God
God,
that person.
no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That it changed everything. Changed everything. Yeah,
See, either way, I would look these questions. When what does surrender look like for you? We're still gonna go here,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
man. So somebody was lost, and that was the day you really found God and you submitted to Him.
She died physically, but I died. That old sinful
Well,
died as well. It was 2 deaths.
I've heard you talk about this on social media, but in real life,
Yeah,
it's different.
it's different. Yeah, yeah. Changed my life. Like, I saw it. I saw someone come over to me alive and well, and then the next minute they are dead. And God is like, "You don't have the time that you think you have."
I think that's a message in itself. We always feel like we got so much time. Just to even do this podcast, I probably was supposed to do it a year ago or something
Right,
crazy.
right, right.
But we always think we have time, and I think that's it's a testament to show we don't have time.
And we think we have.
We do not
It's
have
kind
it.
it's kinda prideful when we think about it. It causes us to have to repent. Like, I'll do it tomorrow, God. You
Mhm.
told me to do this now, but I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, you got tomorrow?
Oh, bet. Okay, bet.
Oh, okay, you got tomorrow? You don't even know if you got the next heartbeat. I said, do it, right?
Yeah. So God is definitely a redeemer because you talked about the past, and to now on social, you're married, you're going viral.
Crazy, right? Yeah.
Do you want to talk about this new season? Like, how do you
Mhm.
feel like God? Do you feel like God has redeemed your
Mm.
past? And I just feel like it's just happened like this for you. I met you,
Mm.
you ain't have kids. I meet you now, you got two
2
kids,
of 'em.
like married, everything.
So what was the question?
Oh, God redeemer in
Redeem.
time.
Oh, yeah. He definitely is a redeemer. It's all him, none of me, right? It literally is what he wants to do. The surrender, okay, God, what do you want to do? And I feel like in this season, he has to keep me humble because he knows me. I'm just being honest.
Right.
The same thing, I feel like the same thing with Paul, we see in the scripture where it says there's a thorn in my
In my flesh,
flesh,
yeah.
right? Because he knew Paul, right? Like, because before Paul coming to Jesus, Paul was out there killing people. He was
Cutting off ears and
cut
stuff.
off. It was pride. It was other things probably. So I think that I'm in the season now where I'm understanding humility. I'm getting humility, like, okay, and the thorns in my flesh, I know it is for my good. So him redeem anything redemption wise is all of him, none of me. I can't. It would be prideful for me to say that I did something. No, surrender. It is yours. The word of God says that He exalts.
Mm,
I don't exalt myself. He exalts.
right.
Because if I did, then you know what I mean?
They wouldn't be purpose for him. You did it yourself.
Then I would be a liar,
Right.
right? Because so yeah, yeah.
So going into this year, you've been married how many years now?
We married 3 years now. Yeah,
Mm.
we've been knowing each other since 2020. Yeah.
Wow. How do you like the married life?
Ooh, the marriage. Can we be honest?
Just
Can we be
honest.
real?
Yeah.
I love my husband. I had to. We did it. Neither one of us had examples of godly
Mm.
marriage. So it was a struggle. It's been a struggle. Can I just be honest? It's been a struggle
Mhm.
because we didn't have everything that we are learning how to be a godly couple, a godly married couple. We are learning in real time through the word in real time, right? So that is um It's humbling, it's, breaking, it's
Mhm.
all of those things. Like, people see, like, the cute stuff, but behind the scenes, it's prayer, learning how to pray. Like, I was trying to slay my own demons, right? And now that I'm married, I gotta pray for his.
Yeah, double duty.
So now I got the extra they're talking about the extra demons that's us. The extra warfare, right?
Right.
Like, "Oh, marriage is great." It's extra warfare.
Yeah.
Now it is a target on my back. It's a target on my back. So, all that to say it's worth it, right? Especially when you have God in the center teaching you both, guiding you both. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just man, people don't see the compromise, the sacrifices. A lot of times, like even me personally, I had to do things in my marriage I couldn't be at certain places. Like I lost people in my life because
Mhm.
my husband not like a social media guy, but I told
Okay.
him he got to start getting on there. So he's
Yeah,
about
mine
talking
either.
through.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So then people just they see you, but they don't see other half, and they
Mhm.
don't really feel like you got a real life or like.
Yeah.
But no, like, but in those seasons, sometimes you lose things of your marriage or people don't understand that you're married. You can't be outside like I used to be outside all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that kind of thing.
Well, yeah, yeah. I think I necessarily, I'll be honest too with this. I necessarily didn't struggle with that a lot because I never had the thing to people please. Like, okay, I can't go. And if
Right.
they felt some type of way, I'm a married woman. And this is my first ministry
That
before anything else. Like, me being a wife, that's number one. You will never see me being on social media and doing all these things on social media and then my husband at home with a problem.
right.
We can't. I can't show up like that because I'm out of order. So, my first ministry is home, right? My children, my husband, and then this is second. And it's that's
Right.
hard for people. And it was definitely a transition for me because I was single and doing my single life
Mhm.
prior to this at a very high level, and then things
The girl
switch.
said at a very high
Well, I
level.
felt like it was
Then you was at a very high level. You still at a very high level, but yeah.
I felt like, and what I mean by at a very high level, which means I was
You
outside.
was outside,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I was outside, so I was doing that, and then switching to not doing that anymore, not being outside and being inside,
Yeah.
and knowing that the ministry here is doing the laundry. The ministry here is doing those dishes and cooking. The ministry here, and then knowing that God is pleased with me, whether I'm doing the dishes or I just packed out an event with 200 people. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's the same obedience for God. You know what I mean? But people may not think it like,
Yeah.
and that's okay because we not here to please people.
Right. And the home is like the biggest for like CC one and said, I did what was the quote she said?
I don't know. I didn't watch the full episode, but I think I reposted, like, something that she said about her home being, her
I didn't
first
come to
ministry.
save the world and lose my home or
That's
something like
right.
that.
Yes,
And that's
yes.
real.
Oh, and like I said, I had a grandfather who was a pastor, and I saw him do that,
Mm.
right? He had 6 kids, my dad was one of them, and, on his deathbed, he said that to me. He told me, like, "I think I let my boys down. I let them down."
Mm.
And it was so crazy because everybody in the church loved my grandfather, but his kids had stuff against